I'm Andy, welcome to the ADK Rock and Metal channel. It's review time. I'm looking at an EP today, and it's the second one I've had a look at in this new format because we've decided, rather than all three of us taking away the same album, having a listen and jotting down some thoughts and coming back and sort of doing an online review, we've all been allocated different albums from different bands, more suited to the genres of music that we like. So Dave's got like hard rock, classic metal, traditional metal, grunge, you know, that kind of thing, the stuff he likes. Kirk's been allocated the more extreme stuff, so sort of deathcore, the progressive stuff, all the stuff he likes. And I'm pleased to say I've got the death metal and the doom metal, that kind of thing, so very pleased about the way we're working on these. We've also got a new rating system, which I'll go through at the end. But I'm looking, or have been looking at and listening to, a 4-track EP from Northamptonshire 5-piece band called Cerebral. It's called Follow the Liar. They were formed around 2014. They released 2 EPs in the subsequent years, 2016 and 2017. This particular EP is actually already out. Usually we cover sort of upcoming albums. We get sort of early release sort of copies of the albums from various labels and sort of distribution companies and promotion companies. But this one has been out since April 2024. The band recorded it in September 23, released through Moss Tunage Records. Their bio describe themselves as thrashcore, which is a bit of a strange sort of combination of genres, but the Encyclopedia Metallicum describes them as metalcore groove metal with lyrical themes being sort of life's internal struggles, that kind of thing. But on first listenings to me, I noted down that it's more sort of old school death metal sounding to me. I mean, that's contradictory to what their own bio says, but that was my initial thoughts. And certainly 2 of the song titles, I haven't sort of extracted many of the lyrics, but the 2 songs in question do have sort of anti-religious, anti-Christian sort of themes running through them. And so the EP is called Follow the Liar. There is a track called that is also Crucify the Saviour, which is quite sort of self-explanatory. And the opening track's called All Seeing Eye, and the closer is called Seal the Dream, with those 2 sort of sandwiched in the middle. I'm not going to go through each sort of track because there's only 4 of them, and they're all sort of fairly similar. And you know the sort of comments I'm going to make sort of refer to all of them really. But it's initially the vocals, as I said, to me it sounded sort of old school death metal, sort of what some of the European bands. Vocally, I've noted down that the guy sounds like Mark, I think it's Gru from Morgoth. I think they're a German band. All are Lindgren from Grave. And again, another name that jumped into my mind listening to this EP was the late Fred Jessup, who fronted Skullfucked, sort of death metal band from Stevenage, who were one of my favourites from the local scene. They're sort of taking a bit of a hiatus at the moment, but yeah, they're sort of 3 guys that sprang to mind when I was listening to the vocals. They're kind of a little one-dimensional. There's not a lot of variation in the delivery, but that suits the music really well. Drums come through really crispy, particularly on the first track I've noted down. Each track seems to have like a sort of slow headbanging midsection, not breakdown as such, but when the tempo drops and you really get into the groove of the track, they sort of slow it down and get your head nodding. Is really good. There's some gang vocals on the last track, and it's a bit faster as well. So there's a bit of a mix in there as well. But it's a decent sort of 4-track, in my mind, sort of death metal EP. Vocally, it sounds death metal, and it's quite low tune guitars as well. But it's sort of contradictory to what they call state in their own bio. Another feature that runs through most of the tracks is they like the sort of the single guitar playing on its own with like the punches from the other instruments. That's a feature that I like from sort of thrash and death metal. So that's really good. Enjoy that sort of sections and those parts of the song. But we've introduced a new rating system. It's still sort of 4 levels, but rather than I can't think what we had before. Doesn't matter, because we moved on to sort of rating them in respect of a concert or a festival. Obviously, if it's 4 out of 4, we'd call it a headliner. Next would be main support, then there'd be an opener, or if it's terrible and we've not yet had a 1 out of 4 rated release on the channel, we would deem it as they need to go back to the rehearsal room. But overall, I put this band, or this EP from Cerebral Scar, at main support. I think it's a really good release. Enjoyed listening to it, enjoyed reviewing it, and actually they are headlining one of our shows in November at the 66 Bar, November the 7th to be exact, along with Razor Devil, Broken States and Acts of Vengeance. That'll be a really good night. That's the 66 Bar in Cambridge, November the 7th. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Cerebral Scar. I'm pronouncing it like that. Sounds good to me, but my mind, when I was listening to this, my thoughts went back to, anyone remember like a UK hardcore band called Cerebral Fix? Again, the word relates to the brain, but I've given you 2 pronunciations there. I remember that old band being called Cerebral Fix, but this to me sounds like it should be Cerebral Scar. That's how I've heard the word said in sort of more recent times, but perhaps you can let us know in the comments. I'll certainly ask the guys when I meet them at the show if we don't have an answer by then, but interesting sort of name, suits the music, really good EP. Check it out, it's out now. I'm sure it's on all the streaming services and YouTube, but they'll be performing these tracks and more, I'm sure, at our show later in the year. If you've enjoyed my video, thanks for tuning in. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on another video very soon. Thanks very much. Bye bye.